we can all feel our way forward because we are born with a guidance system that communicates with us in the form of our emotions. It's just like, a compass. We read a compass visually. We hold it in our hands and the needle tells us which way points north. And when we know where north is, we know where all the other directions are. But we read a compass visually. We have to see the directions. Our internal guidance system gives us directions based on feelings. And it's like the game that I used to play with my children when they were young. My parents played it with me. I don't know about you, but you might have played it as well. And it's hot and cold. So there are only two temperatures when you're hunting for Easter eggs or you're doing a treasure hunt game. There are only two temperatures, hot or cold. That's it. And when you're playing that game, hot means you're getting closer, cold means you're further away. In our feelings, replace the hot and cold with feeling good and not feeling good. That's it. And everything else is how hot is hot. Oh, you're getting warmer, we tell the players. Or, oh, you were warm, but now you're becoming cold. And colder and colder and colder. And that is exactly what our emotional guidance system does for us. It tells us the temperature of whether or not in this treasure hunt, looking for the thing that I want, the desire that I have, the manifestation that I want to bring about, am I getting warmer and moving towards hot, 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 or am I moving towards cooling off? Am I moving further away from my desire, or am I moving closer to it? And it's really as simple as that. That doesn't mean that the desire is bad for you or wrong for you, because sometimes that's how people interpret it. They think that if they're feeling bad, then the thing that they want must not be good for them. No, no, no. It just means you're not ready for it. You're moving further away from it. That's all. You got to do something to move towards it. And sometimes moving towards the thing that we want requires work in here, and then it requires action. It requires both. Just like when we are playing the game hot and cold, we kind of look at the person who is playing with us, giving us instructions, and we try to read their body language. We try to read the inflections of their voice. We try to see the expression. We try to do that. What are we doing when we are doing that? We are acquiring knowledge, okay? And then that knowledge prompts an action from us. And then we say, okay, I think this means I should go in this direction. Well, our guidance system is doing the same thing. It's not saying you can't have the desire that you have. It's just saying you need a course correction. That's all. And if you can just keep tapping into your guidance system, into your emotions are telling you whether you're going hot or cold. And then you just ask yourself, what do I need to do so that I can go in a direction that brings me closer? What do I do? What do I need to learn? Who do I need to speak to? Guidance. That's what guidance is all about, because when you ask yourself that question, your guidance will tell you what you should do. Right? So I watched my son's journey just now, and he wants to be a firefighter. So he first had the goal, I want to be a firefighter. Then the next thing was he had to do the research about what is involved in getting to become a firefighter. Then he had to go and take his course. He had to go back to school and get his diploma so that he can now have the basic skills for firefighting. And then once he was done with that, even while he was doing it, he kept asking, what more can I do? What more can I do that makes me speed up this journey? because people were telling him all sorts of stories about it takes so many years, and he was not buying into all of that. All he was saying was, universe, tell me, what do I need to do to get closer to my goal? So he was taking so many certifications on the side in addition to his schoolwork in order to be better qualified. And he keeps doing that even now. Today he is off doing another certification. And he's asked, but it's because he's asked the question, what should I do next? And then the answer comes. And when the answer comes, then he takes action on it, which then brings him closer. So hot and cold. Hot and cold. Am I feeling good? Means I'm heading towards it. I'm getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Cold. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good. I guess that means I need to think differently and do differently. Sometimes people get it wrong. They think that they need to do differently. So they start doing differently, whereas they have not started to think differently. So if you start doing differently without starting to think differently, then the doing different doesn't work. It does not work because it's not accompanied with the right vibration. The action has to be pre-paved with the emotion. This is why we practice pre-paving. For our day, we say, God, universe, thank you for a brand new opportunity to enjoy life. I want my day to unfold with ease. I want good things to come my way. Why do we do that? Because we're putting our head in the right place so that then we can take actions during our day that make us warmer, 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 warmer. Towards what end? The end is, I want to end this day feeling happy and satisfied, universe. And I want to remember at all times that all things are possible, universe. That's the end goal. So we first put our head in the right place. This is why I tell you that in the 40-day Law of Attraction workbook, the only exercise, if you only had time to do one, just do the pre-paving. Because it puts your head in the right place. So that whatever action you take after you've put your head in the right place, after that, any action that you take is bringing you into warmer and warmer territory. And if you don't put your head in the right place, it doesn't matter if you meditate. It doesn't matter if you appreciate till the cows come home. Because if you have not put your head in the right place, the appreciation does not mean diddly squat. The meditation has zero impact. Nothing is impactful if you haven't first lined up how you think and feel. And all of Law of Attraction is about preparing this. Preparing the headspace, because guess what? Your heart already knows what to do. Action, you can take so much action, but none of it is going to bear fruit unless your headspace is in the right place. This is why people struggle. People struggle and they have to work way harder than they ought to have to work because their headspace is not in the right place. They are not listening to the guidance system, which is telling them, you are not getting hotter, you're getting colder, 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 colder. And then you're in the deep freeze. And you're locked into the deep freeze, which is depression. And you don't even know how to get out of it. You can go to that extent, but why wait? Why wait? We don't have to wait. We have moment to moment. When my mother was playing the game with me, or when I played the hot and cold game with my children, I wasn't giving them moment-to-moment guidance. I was enjoying seeing them go in the wrong direction. The universe is not like that. The universe does not want us to suffer, and the universe therefore gives us moment-to-moment guidance. Moment-to-moment, guys. For every thought that you think, there is guidance. Every time you think a thought takes 4 seconds. 4 seconds, less than 4 seconds if you're a TikToker. It takes less than 4 seconds. And to every single thought, there is an emotional response if you would just stop for 1 second. Just stop for 1 second and tap into the guidance. Just 1 second. Because we are quick readers. We are quick readers, we are quick action takers, we are quick learners. But we've got to know to pay attention first to the guide. If you were taking a tour, if you were a tourist in a new country and you signed up for a tour to go around with a tour guide who is telling you everything, imagine if you just ignore the tour guide and go off not listening. Likelihood is very high that you're going to get lost. And people get lost. They get lost for their whole life. They get lost. But you don't have to, because the tour guide is not outside of you. It is inside of you. It is there with you every moment of every single day. It is there with you. And if you, the minute, the second, not even the minute, the second you start paying attention to the hot and cold game that is going on inside of you, because your heart and your mind are guiding you, playing that hot and cold game with you. If you just start paying attention in 1 second, you can change your whole life, because you can start listening to your guidance. And when you start listening to your guidance, you are never lost. It's like having a compass. People get lost because they don't have a compass. We have a compass that we can never lose, that can never break. It always works consistently the same way, and it works for every single one of us, regardless of how old we are, regardless of where we are in life, regardless of what is going on in our life. And that is why there are so many examples of people out there who have shifted their lives in a second. Eckhart Tolle OD'd and shifted his life. Anita Morjani had to die in order to shift her life. And what we are here to say to you is, you do not have to go to those extremes. Just start playing the hot and cold game with yourself. You have the ability, you are fully equipped, you don't need anyone. It is inside you, and no one can take it away from you. No one, no matter how powerful they are. Haven't you heard the stories of the Pharaoh and the prophets? The powerful Pharaoh could not take the power away from Moses to part the river. No one can take your power away. It is yours. No one can compete for it. It is yours. 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 Stop and start listening to it. And that's all we have for you today.